Hey, how's it going, guys? This is going to be kind of my final review of the Emax Buzz. I've had this thing for a few weeks now. I've been flying it a bunch. I've flown it on 4S, 5S, and I flew it once on 6S, but I kind of landed on 5S as the sweet spot for the 2400 kV version. I'm just going to kind of go over my setup with the Buzz and how I'm getting the most out of it for my type of flying. And mind you, this is a freestyle quad. I won't recommend buying this if your intention is racing. I mean, you can race on it, without an HD cam. It is a little bit heavier, but it probably will be very durable. And I kind of went over this in the first video, but to reiterate on props, the scimitar props that it comes with, these are good on 4S if you're starting out. Okay, they're a little bit slower, a little bit milder in throttle response. So start on those if you're new to FPV. This is gonna focus. There we go. And then the Avan Flow, these are also good on 4S. They're pretty punchy, and they're gonna be good on 5S too, but your amp draw is gonna be a little bit higher. These are the Gemfan 51466. These are good for freestyle. They're a little more efficient. And again, now I'm just talking about 5S, because like I said, I've landed on 5S. The Gemfan Hurricane 51499, is that what they're calling these now? These are a good all-around prop, really punchy, really smooth. And then I've also been kind of messing with these. I just got these HQ 6x3.5x3. I got these to kind of play around with a little bit of long range because I am running crossfire on the Buzz. So let's get those out of the way. So again, I landed on 5S because it's a little heavier. So it weighs like 375 grams with props, no GoPro, no battery, anything like that. And with the motors being 2400 kV, so 2400 kV has always been kind of a sweet spot on 5S for freestyle. Generally, a long time ago, if you wanted some like really good pop in your freestyle quad and you're running 4S, you would go with like 2550 or 2600 kV motors. Since this is 2400 kV, 5S ends up working really well. So if you get the 2400 kV version and you're an experienced pilot, I'm just going to recommend just flying 5S. And you want your packs to be, not too heavy. Like if you look at the Puro Drone 1250 lightweight 5S packs, those are 175 grams. That would be perfect on this. I'm using these Bonka 1300s that are 5S, and these weigh about 205. And they work out okay. I think those Puro Drone packs would be pretty nice for just like park freestyle, but they probably won't be as punchy as these. But these are working good for me. I flew these out to about 1.2 miles yesterday, and I could have gone farther, but I didn't trust my OSD. And when I landed, it turns out I was at like 3.9 volts, so I could have gone a lot farther. But yeah, so in a nutshell, for the 2400 kV version, just start with 5-cell, and it'll be plenty fast, plenty punchy, and you'll have a ton of fun. Some things that I've changed: I added crossfire, obviously. I kind of rerouted the motor wires. So out of the box, the motor wires run to the outside of the stack, and I like to run mine inside the standoffs. My dog is trying to catch flies. Hey, shh, go in the living room. I changed the camera out to a one cam Robin, just because the camera, like I said, the camera that comes with it is the Caddx SD1 or something. It's a CCD camera, and I just prefer CMOS. So, when you're ready, you can upgrade that. CMOS cameras are just kind of like the standard now. You'll get better performance in like dynamic lighting conditions, like if it's a really shady area, or if you're flying at dusk or dawn, stuff like that. They're just better. Little landing pads, those are pretty nice. I've been flying this a lot, and I have other freestyle quads, and I think the reason I'm liking flying this so much is because of the way they design the frame. So you've got the arms that are, they're not part of the stack, and the entire stack is soft mounted, in the bottom plate. You've also got, you know, pretty thick plates. You've also got pretty thick plates, which the frame's ability to like soak up resonance. So a lot of people know, and you know, a lot of people know about this, but when you're designing frames and you're thinking about your layout, how the frame resonates from the props really affects your tune. And you can mitigate a lot of that just by starting out with a solid frame design. Like if the frame is solid and then you've got good soft mounting, you're just going to start off on the right foot with your tune. And I am running Betaflight 4.0.3 on this now. And I've gotten most of the filtering just turned off. And it flies great. The motors come down cool. I can kind of crank up my tune. I threw the 6-inch props on there and the motors didn't get hot. And again, this is all on 5-cell. So I think that's why I've been enjoying flying this so much, because out of the box, it's just really smooth. Your video ends up like really clean, your tune ends up clean, your motors stay cool. I do like also that they included a cap on the ESC. For 4 and 5-cell, it's probably not super necessary, but it's a good precaution. If you're running a 4 and 1 ESC, you always want to have a cap just to stabilize the voltage to protect the ESC. You know, sometimes you see on Facebook people talking about how they're still using individual ESCs, which to me is kind of crazy, because I've been using 4 and 1s exclusively since late 2017, and they're extremely durable if you spec your build right and use capacitors. Okay, no troubles there with the antenna mount. And for my GoPro, and I touched on this in my first video, but I'm just running a piece of Poron foam on the bottom, and that's worked out great. I don't have any like jello in my footage, and then it's just covered with a Hovership Exapro, and I just use the included strap and just velcroed on there, and and the Poron foam kind of keeps it in place. So yeah, guys, it's a strong frame. It handles 5S fine. I'm gonna fly it on 5S exclusively. It flies really clean, so it's really easy to tune. The motors are super smooth, and like I said, on 5S there's way more power than I need, and it just it makes it a little bit more efficient when I'm like doing some of those mid to long range flights. Okay, guys, that's my those are kind of like my final thoughts on the Emax Buzz. If you have any questions or complaints, leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.